Welcome to my channel. This is Lakita T. Sharp. Enjoy the show. And now starting. Hello, social media. Hello to all of you. Welcome to Lakita T. Sharp's famous exclusive inspirational channel. Welcome to one of the greatest shows in the universe. Hello, you guys. Mwah. Hi. Happy Saturday. It is August 1st. Can you believe it that we have made it to August 1st? And guess what? We are still here. Okay, it is 8:36 p.m. and it is Saturday, August 1st. And yes, we are here. So I hope your Saturday is going well and I hope you are making it through on today. Check out all of my books over at Amazon.com. There are over 100 books for you to choose from over in my name at Amazon.com. Check out my memoir, Unstoppable. Yes, check out my memoir, Unstoppable. Again, sold at Amazon.com. Also, you guys, thank you so much for your likes, your comments, and your subscribes. And also, you can check out my website. It has been updated, and so you can check out my website, my newsletters, and different things over at my website. And if you want to sponsor a portion of my video, feel free to reach out to me and sponsor a portion of my video. Email me at lakitatsharpbooks@gmail.com. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for donating to the channel. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this video. Something that we need to talk about, something that we are dealing with, people are dealing with right now and going through. And we're going to talk about boundaries. Boundaries. I have a book titled right now at Amazon.com. It's titled Setting Healthy Boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries. And this is important in relationships. Setting healthy boundaries in relationships, because sometimes you can be dealing with people who are, maybe they're negative people, and you hanging around with the negative people, and, you are maybe negative family members, negative friends, and you're constantly hanging around with them, and then all of a sudden it make you feel bad because you are hanging out with them all the time. Maybe these people gossip behind your back. Maybe they are doing things behind your back, and and stuff like that. And also, you may have family members that are using you. They are using you for everything that you have. They take your money. For me, for instance, I am a generous person. And sometimes people see my gift giving and what I have more than they see me. So I had to learn how to set up healthy boundaries within my relationships. And sometimes that's hard when people are just using you for what you have. Or again, you may be having negative family, negative friends, and they may constantly want to be around you, but they bring negative energy. They bring negative, attitudes with you. Family, friends, whoever it may be, a lot in family circles. So sometimes you got to set up these healthy boundaries for you. For instance, you may have you know, again, you know, a family member that, you know, they only call you when they need something. That's it. That's it. They only call you when they need something. They only text you when they need something, but it's never, you know, just to check on you genuinely and to make sure you're okay, or, you know, hey, are you all right? Are you healthy? Are you safe? Are you, you know, so on. So sometimes, you know, you can have those relationships that, you know, you got to set healthy boundaries. Maybe, hey, I'm not giving you money. You know, I'm not giving you money this time. No, you're going to have to go out and work for it and get it yourself. You know, hey, I'm not giving you this because no, I am enabling you. You know, maybe you can be in that situation as well, that you are enabling people, you know, by you constantly doing for them, by you constantly giving, by you constantly, you know, doing things for them and enabling them. You know, that is stopping them from going out and, you know, going out to do for themselves. You know, one thing I learned, this is what I learned, you know, in a relationship, being married, is that sometimes the person can become codependent on the other person. You know, marriage, one thing, can kind of um not grow, but you can kind of be codependent on the other person, that you don't even know how to do anything on your own. You can't even, you know, do things on your own because you're so codependent on the other person. You know, and that's why, you know, I encourage independence, even though you may be married, to still have independence about yourself and not depending on them for every single thing. You know, at one time I was codependent on my husband, you know, and it was causing me to be codependent, you know, and my independence was kind of there, but it was kind of codependent as well, you know. So now I'm single. Now I'm living on my own, take care of myself. What? This girl is doing it. Boy, I'm excited. But it's by God. You know, God is the provider. And he has helped me, you know, become a powerful person in my own right. So anyway, like I'm saying, you know, you may have to set up some boundaries, you know, if the relationship is making you feel bad about yourself and it's making you feel a certain way, you're going to have to, you know, look and say, you know, God, help me set up boundaries in this relationship. Maybe you can't talk to that person every day because, you know, talking to them, they are negative. You know, talking to them, they are full of drama. You know, and one thing about me, I love peace and I don't like drama. I love peace and I don't like drama, you know, and that's one thing I don't like, you know. I feel like I just have the itches today. Like everything is just itchy. But anyway, you guys, basically, you got to set up boundaries for yourself. It is very important and it's very, what can I say? It's healthy. It's healthy. It's healthy for you. See, here's the thing. If it start affecting your mental health, that's when we have an issue. Now, if you are in a relationship, whether it's with romantic, you know, or you in a parent-child or a parent-child relationship, whatever like that, niece, auntie, however, if it start affecting here, your mental health, then okay, you're going to have to make some adjustments. You are going to have to make some adjustments if these relationships are affecting your mental health and causing you to be unhealthy. That means that maybe you can't talk to Uncle Jeff every single day. Because talking to Uncle Jeff every single day is making you and causing you to have anxiety. Talking to Uncle Jeff every single day is making you feel bad. Because maybe Uncle Jeff is calling to attack you and waiting for you to say something and causing and find a way to attack you for everything you say. Maybe Uncle Jeff is jealous of you, and now, you're like, hey, I'm going to have to take a break from Uncle Jeff. Me and Uncle Jeff are close, but I'm going to need a break. I can't talk to you every day. You have proven time and time again that, look, I can't talk to Uncle Jeff every day. You get what I mean? So you got to think about you. Being selfish is okay sometimes. When it comes to your health, your mental health, and keeping yourself in check and making sure you are healthy, that's when, hey, it's serious. It's serious. When it's affecting your mental health and your health, it's very serious. Very serious, my darling. So, hey, it's okay. It is okay. It's okay, baby. It's okay. Okay? So, you got to do what you got to do. This relationship is causing you issues and causing you problems. You may need to separate from that relationship. You may need to separate from that relationship or set up some boundaries within that relationship. You got to do what you got to do so that you can maintain your health, your mental health. Okay? Because, yeah. So you got to do what you got to do. So we're going to say, think healthy. Think healthy. Yes, it's going to make you, it makes you feel, you're going to feel like I'm choosing myself and it's making me feel guilty. You're going to have feelings of guilt because you're like, I'm choosing myself. Having this relationships, with, having this relationship with my daughter, is causing me to feel a certain way. It's really causing me to feel a certain way. So I'm going to have, and I want to choose myself. I want to choose myself, at times because, hey, it's healthy for me, and I have to have some boundaries within this relationship because it's causing me anxiety. It's causing me problems, so sometimes you got to do what you got to do because if you not healthy, then nothing else matters because it starts off with you and you got to be healthy. You know what they say? When you're on the airplane, save yourself. Use the oxygen mask on you before you put it on your children because you got to make sure you okay before you are making sure all of them are okay. If you're not okay, then nothing is going to be right. Nothing's going to be, going right. So, yeah, you got to set up some boundaries for yourself. You got boundaries in your relationship. Maybe you with a person. Maybe they gossip so much. And you can't tell them your secrets because the whole family will know your secrets. You won't have no secrets because the whole family will know your secrets because this person is telling everybody everything about you. They can't hold water. So you can't talk to them about your secrets. You got to keep your secrets to yourself and tell you and tell God. You can't tell them, You can't tell Aunt Betty your secrets because Aunt Betty been told the whole everybody. Aunt Betty been told the church, told this person, told that person. So you can't tell Uncle Betty and Aunt Betty and Uncle Bob everything, right? Man, do I have the itches. So anyway, I guess it's getting good, the conversation, right? Oh my gosh. But anyway, you guys, don't you know when one thing itch, everything start itching? You ever experienced that? It's like, woo, Lord. And you guys, I took me a shower now. I am clean. But anyway, so yes, you got to set up boundaries for yourself. Healthy boundaries. And it is okay. It is okay to make sure you are healthy here. How is it? What do I need to change about this relationship? How do I need to move within this relationship? You got to ask yourself, by me hanging with this person? How is this making me feel on a daily basis? I'm gonna have to separate myself from this person, and this could be, it could be anybody, your sibling, it could be your sister, it could be your dad, it could be your mom. You know, you might have to take some boundaries within that relationship. I want you to know for what God says about you. For I know my plans for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. So that means that God wants you to prosper. God wants you to be healthy. He doesn't want you to be feeling like this. He wants you to be healthy. He wants you to be, feeling good about yourself and being in a good place. God wants that for you. All right? Well, anyway, I love you guys. Remember, check out my book. I'm going to put it on the screen. Setting Healthy Boundaries. We can continue the conversation in that book. It's titled Setting Healthy Boundaries, and you can purchase it over at Amazon.com. Thank you guys for your purchases. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your likes, comments, and subscribes. We are the chosen ones. We do right. We live right. We make a lot of mistakes, but we are the chosen. We are the chosen ones. I will see you in the next video. Mwah. See you later. Bye now.